Hey guys, welcome to the broadcast studio. Come on in. All right, this is the backstage studio of Bethel Church, which goes on to Bethel TV and many other social media platforms. And we have a three-way analog snake split, which means we have three independent mixes happening at all times: a front of house mix, a monitor mix, and the broadcast mix. So this is the broadcast portion of that mix, and it comes back here analog into an AMEC Recall 56 console. And we just use this for preamps. As you can see, all the faders are at unity. We're not mixing on this. We're not using the EQs at all. It's just preamps. And then out of the direct outs of this, we come TRS out into Apogee Symphonies for our analog to digital conversion. From there, it goes into Pro Tools HD. And so you can see our mix is happening right there in the software. And this is where we do 100% in the box live mixing. So it's multi-track recording and we're mixing at the same time. We're not going back to remix it. We're not going back and doing anything in post. It's 100% live, going to your living rooms in real time. And so once you're in there, you're able to use a lot of tools that you can't find otherwise on a console. And so it's been extremely helpful for us to achieve a high quality mix. So between the Apogee Symphonies and the computer, we have an Avid Thunderbolt I/O. It's an HD I/O device, and that takes the Digilink outputs from the Apogee Symphonies, Digilink cables, into this Thunderbolt device, which converts Digilink into Thunderbolt, and then it goes Thunderbolt into our computer here. So that's how you can get 64 channels from an analog console directly into your computer. You can also do it through a myriad of other ways. Dante is a great option as well, but Matty is a great option. We use that on the road all the time. Super reliable, super steady. We also have a rack here of some hard drives and stuff like that, but those things we mentioned are the fundamentals to get the audio in. So you see that we're recording a lot, 64 channels of live content. We have a huge need for data storage. And so we have a bunch of hard drives here locally that we kind of disperse some things out on. But for our long-term storage, we put it up onto the cloud, onto Dropbox. We have a large business account there. And so it allows us to keep our footprint low here with hard drives and have the reliability and flexibility of cloud storage for our long-term archives. So the speakers we're using are the Barefoot Micromain 45s, and that's these guys here. And then we also have the Yamaha NS10s. Both great speakers, but they have a very different approach to recreating sound. The NS10s are more of your kind of bread and butter, middle of the road speaker that's going to give you that mid-range focus. And so you're not going to get that extended low or the extended highs with a speaker like this. So we'll use it just to kind of reference like where the mid's sitting, where the vocal's sitting, where the drum's sitting, stuff like that. But if you're wanting more of the hi-fi, like wider band perspective, as far as like wider frequency band goes, we have currently utilizing these guys. Both of these go through a speaker, a subwoofer that is down below the console here. And there's a crossover down there that allows you to get some of the extended low end, because neither one of these goes super low. And so having a subwoofer to supplement your speakers is a really good idea. So a lot of people ask, how do you mix on a mouse? How do you mix in a DAW? And the answer is pretty simple. I mix with this mouse right here and this Korg Nano Control 2. And why do I use this? It's because it's small and cheap. Is this the only option? Absolutely not. There's a ton of USB/MIDI controllers that you can interface with your DAW that gives you physical faders. Some are motorized, some are not, to be able to control your software. But between this and this going simultaneously, it gives me a ton of flexibility to make sure all the faders are being managed. So when you're in a room like this, you don't really have a good perspective of what's happening on stage, and so it's difficult to mix blindly. It's nice to have a visual connection to what's happening on stage. And so we use this multi-view display that's up here, and right now there's no band on stage, so you don't see any content, but you do see the empty boxes of where each camera would be. And so that way you're not sitting back in this quiet room blindly. You can maybe be a little bit more proactive to what's happening on stage in case a preacher walks up side stage that you wouldn't have seen otherwise on your DAW, you can actually see it in your display up there. So we also have a mobile broadcast rig. So what I described earlier is our like local church, it doesn't move type rig, but we're on the road constantly. We do tours and on location recordings and stuff like that. And so we had a need to find a way to capture and mix live in a very portable, affordable platform. And so we decided to build this, which is something you can carry onto a plane. We can also port this into a backpack. For the first year of having this, we actually carried it in a backpack, and it's super flexible. So let's take a look at what that is. It's a SKB case here, and you have a laptop, which all the mixing is done 100% in the laptop. And then we have a Antelope Orion 32 HD, which handles your MADI I/O. So we do everything via MADI. So we use Digico stage boxes for all of our front of house and monitor audio, and they have MADI ports. So you can just take 64 channels out of any of those stage boxes. You can convert your coax MADI into fiber MADI with this little unit here. And then you can get into Pro Tools HD with this device here, which is a Avid Thunderbolt native I/O. It takes Digilink ports and converts it into Thunderbolt. Pretty simple device. And then we've got a bunch of accessories just to connect things together. But with those devices there, you can be set up in about 15 minutes and creating a world-class mix. We've done this so many times, it's paid for itself over and over and over again. We're very, very happy with this rig. And if you're on the road and you have I/O connectivity issues that require long cable runs, you want to bring some backup fiber. So we'll bring something like this. This is a 300-foot fiber line, and it allows you to do two-way MADI audio, so 64 channels per cable, and 300 feet. Fits in a backpack as well, very portable. You can throw it right in there. And if you want to go extra long, we also have a backup spool that I think this is like maybe over 1,000 feet or something like that. A little less portable, so we don't really carry this around too much. It's pretty nice having the options though. An old router, you don't even want to see that. It's, looking at, Luke. There's nothing here worth looking at. And it looks messy. If you're curious about the messy side of the studio, you have a little cable rack here. I think every studio should have one of these. You're always going to have a need to convert something to something else. It doesn't fit, or it's the wrong adapter of some sort. So we have this, and it gives you backups so that you're always ready for anything. Check it out. All right, guys, thanks for coming to check out the broadcast studio. That sums it up. I hope you had a great time. Peace.